Anxiety does not empty tomorrow of its sorrows, but only empties today of its strength. Doing the best at this moment puts you in the best place for the next moment. You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. The best use of creativity is imagination. The worst use of creativity is anxiety. You don't have to control your thoughts. You just have to stop letting them control you. Whatever you do, never run back to what broke you. Worry often gives a small thing a big shadow. Breathe, darling. This is just a chapter. It's not your whole story. As I started opening up and talking about my issues, I felt strength, not vulnerability. Every time you're tempted to react in the same old way, ask if you want to be a prisoner of the past or a pioneer of the future. Anxiety is something that is part of me, but it's not who I am. I would tell my younger self that there's no shame in asking a teacher for help, telling a friend that you're uncomfortable, and that anxiety issues is just the same as falling down and scraping your knee. Not everything that weighs you down is yours to carry. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. How you love yourself is how you teach others to love you. Why should we worry about what others think of us? Do we have more confidence in their opinions than we do our own? Do not anticipate trouble or worry about what may never happen. Keep in the sunlight. Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. Anxiety is a thin stream of fear trickling through the mind. If encouraged, it cuts a channel into which all other thoughts are drained. Your mind will answer most questions if you learn to relax and wait for the answer. Anxiety's like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't get you very far. People become attached to their burdens sometimes more than the burdens are attached to them. Anxiety is a lot like a toddler. It never stops talking, tells you you're wrong about everything, and wakes you up at 3 a.m. I promise you nothing is as chaotic as it seems. Nothing is worth diminishing your health. Nothing is worth poisoning yourself into stress, anxiety, and fear. If you treat every situation as a life and death matter, you'll die a lot of times. Choose to be optimistic. It feels better. There are these moments you think you won't survive. And then you survive. Every tomorrow has two handles. We can take hold of it with the handle of anxiety or the handle of faith. Anything that's human is mentionable, and anything that is mentionable can be more manageable. When we can talk about our feelings, they become less overwhelming, less upsetting, and less scary. You wouldn't worry so much about what others think of you if you realized how seldom they do. There is hope, even when your brain tells you there isn't. Worry a little bit every day and in a lifetime you will lose a couple of years. If something is wrong, fix it if you can. But train yourself not to worry. Worry never fixes anything. Instead of worrying about what you cannot control, shift your energy to what you can create. Stress is an ignorant state. It believes that everything is an emergency. Nothing is that important. There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. Nothing in the affairs of men is worthy of great anxiety. Your calm mind is the ultimate weapon against your challenges. When you feel overwhelmed, remember, a little at a time is how it gets done. One thing, one task, one moment at a time. Rule number 1, don't sweat the small stuff. Rule number 2, it's all small stuff. You don't drown by falling into water. You only drown if you stay there. Anxiety happens when you think you have to figure out everything all at once. He who fears he shall suffer, already suffers what he fears. The best thing one can do when it is raining, is to let it rain. Don't believe every worried thought you have. Worried thoughts are notoriously inaccurate. If you can find a path with no obstacles, it probably doesn't lead anywhere. Worry pretends to be necessary, but serves no useful purpose. Your mind is a garden, your thoughts are the seeds. You can grow flowers or you can grow weeds. Stress is an alarm clock that lets you know you've attached your happiness to something outside of you. Man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems. Anxiety is the interest paid on trouble before it falls due. Worrying is carrying tomorrow's load with today's strength. It is moving into tomorrow ahead of time. If you want to conquer the anxiety of life, live in the moment, live in the breath. Please give this video a like if you've enjoyed watching it and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more contents.